Announcements. All announcements are moved into the Blackboard Learn course and are available to all course users. And this is a little different than it was in the old system. What this means that all users that are in this course are going to see these announcements. Before you could actually select roles. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. Now, all of the announcements in a migrated course are going to come in with the author being the system administrator. It's just part of the migration process, and that's something that you're going to need to update. So let's take a look. So where are the announcements? Previously they were over here, but now they've moved inside of communications. So from the home page, we're going to be able to see announcements as they come in. Remember, this is that aggregator page where content from all throughout the course is coming in and notifying us. But this isn't where we would generate them. So let's go ahead and take a look in communications. And here we can see the announcements tool right here. So let's go ahead and click on announcements from inside of communications, announcements, and here we are. We're looking at these announcements. And remember before how I mentioned that it's generated by the system administrator, and that's something that we're going to want to update. So let's take a look in our old system. Let's go over to announcements and let's see how this was. When we created an announcement before, we'd enter a title and a message, and then we could select which role was going to receive this. A lot of folks typically selected all roles and it just went to everyone, in which case you don't really have anything to adjust. But if you had said to just specific roles such as teaching assistants or students, in the new system you just need to be aware that all roles in that course will receive that announcement. In the old system you had a display date, when did it start, was it unlimited, or did it have a range when it should stop? And you could also deliver it as a pop-up message. Well, in the new system, there's no pop-up option. So let's look at what's here. So if we create a new announcement inside of this system, let's go ahead and create an announcement here. So you click on the Create Announcement button, and here it's got a subject. And so we'll say New News and Hello World. Okay, so here we have a subject and we have a message inside of that subject. And what we can do is we could either say it's not date restricted, it should really just always be there, or we can add a date restriction. Very similar to the old system. We have a display after and a display until. And we can say when is it going to be there. And I'm just going to say not date restricted at this point. Instead of that pop-up option that we had before, we can now select send a copy of this announcement immediately. And this means it's going to be sending to their MSU Denver email account, not the course messages, but their MSU Denver email account if you select this option. Another option that we have inside of the Blackboard Learn system is to link to a specific area inside of the course. So if I want to link to, let's say, something in Learning Module number 1, I'm just going to select Learning Module number 1. And I've created this announcement, and now I'm going to go ahead and submit. And let's see how this looks here. So once this comes up, we can see that it was posted on Friday, March 8th, and it has the message right here, and it has a course link. So if I click that, it takes me directly to that location in the course. So if you're, talking about different types of content or areas within the course, you can link to it directly from that tool. We can see that it now has me as an author inside of here. So in order to show you about that home page here, I want to show you. So right here we can see that there are announcements that have come up here, and I'm going to switch over to a student view here real fast, and let's take a peek at what this announcement looks like. Okay, so right here on the student home page, we can see this aggregator page has brought this announcement to me. So even if I didn't say send as an email, it's going to appear to me right here as announcements. Oh, I can see here's this new news. It indicates to me that there's 2 new ones here, and I can click on it, and it's gonna pull up this announcement for me. And so I don't necessarily need to go into that communications tool. It's going to be aggregated right there on the home page for me. And if I click on this link, it's going to bring me right into that area, but I have it restricted right now. So what I'm going to do is swing back over here and let's talk about how to clean up announcements. So return to the communications tool and let's go back into announcements. Inside of announcements, let's say that there's right here, the coolest announcement ever. We certainly don't want this one to be left out. What we need to do so that it's not being posted by the system administrator is click on the action link item, this little item right up here, and we're going to go down to edit. So action link item and then edit. And once we've come in here, we actually don't need to change anything. If we want to update it, we certainly can. This would be our opportunity. We could change the subject, we could change the text inside of it. If it needs to have new date restriction, this is where we would update that for the new semester. We could just click inside, display after, and we can take advantage of all the features inside of here. And if we don't want it to continue, we can set a display until. If we want to send this as an email copy, we can do that as well. We can link to new files, take advantage of these new features if we want. But in any case, what we want to do is click submit, even if we've made no updates. So in this case, I've actually made no updates. I'm going to go ahead and submit, because what that's then going to do is change the announcement from before. The coolest announcement said from system administrator, like this one here, but now it's coming from me. So the students know that it's coming from me. During the migration process, everything gets changed over to system administrator. So just by clicking the edit and submit, it's going to now be coming from me. In order to delete any announcements that came over that we just don't need. Let's say new news was one that came in that we just don't need. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on it, and you're going to say delete. So you click on that little action link item that appears, and then we're going to click delete. It's going to say, are you sure? We're going to say yes, we're very confident. And now new news is no news. That announcement is now gone. So that is the basics of how to edit the announcements. If you want to reorder the announcements, it's as simple as moving to the left-hand side, grabbing the bar, and changing the order around. And that's all you have to do. It's just a drag and drop if you want to reorder them.